Good afternoon. You're watching Audiotree Live. Today is Monday, April 3rd, 2017, and we're very excited to have in the studio with us today, Active Bird Community. Take it away.
Dreams. Now I'm living on caffeine, and
You're watching Audiotree Live with the Active Bird community. Sounding great. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I know you're on tour, so I appreciate you making the stop by to jam with us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
No problem. I saw you roll up in that Ford van. I have to ask. It wasn't even like a question I had written down. I just saw it and I was like, I'm like a big van nerd. So I was wondering, how did you acquire that van? How did you come about getting that? Because it looks pretty nice. And I've never seen too many vans use those type of shapes. So I was just curious about how you got that one.
Well, there's a little story behind that. A little tricky.
It's a funny story. Yeah. We actually had ordered another van. So we flew into LA because we were coming all the way back around the country, right?
Okay,
so
yeah.
we like had this other like red van like shipped to LA to like CarMax in LA or whatever. Mm-hmm. And me and Quinn, like we get there, we have our entire back line. Like our plan was like pick up the van, go to the show. Yeah. And we start walking down the lot and like it was actually just like it was a minivan. It was like a 4-person minivan. Like the pictures were completely deceiving. Like we totally got screwed. And so we're standing there with an entire back line and like we were just like, okay, like what else you got, you know? And so we picked that one and made a few calls to like get the the funds together, but we got it and we love it. Yeah.
That's cool.
We tour across the country, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. So is it just one you're renting for now then to get by with?
We own
that. You bought. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
It's usually filled with garbage.
Yeah,
so it's just like a big garbage can that we drive around the country.
No, I feel that totally. That's like one habit. I was going to ask about that as well. Like, that's one thing I tend to find. Like, I have like kind of bad habits when I'm out touring. I don't know if you all are the same way, but eating bad junk food. Yeah, like eating bad junk food, like just like drinking, like, not taking care of myself. Yeah. Is there anything that you guys like have been doing that you're trying to like stop doing, or anything that you've like are maybe into this tour?
Well,
we came up with a funny thing where our steps towards being healthy were we're going to start eating salads, and we bought Crest white strips.
We did.
Those were like the two things. The white strips haven't been used yet. It's going to happen.
We set the bar really low. We're like, okay, we'll just eat McDonald's salads, and like that'll be great. And then our teeth are fucked up, so we'll just have some Crest white strips. And we barely did that.
And we didn't even eat the salads.
You didn't even eat the salads. You end up just getting something else off the menu, or did you like?
These three smoke
we're new at this. We're
too.
learning.
Yeah. Are there any like hobbies you guys have been doing like while you're on the road? Like we bring like a frisbee, hang out, like do something like that. Is there anything in particular, games or?
The cup game. That was a fun little game we made.
The cup game?
With the Clementine?
Oh yeah. We stayed at a friend's place in Philly, I believe, and we were up all night at his house, and we found all he had was just clementines and like water out of his faucet. So we're like really bored and like had a few drinks, and then we just orchestrated this whole like Instagram story around trying to throw this clementine across the apartment in weird ways and capture it in this glass.
In a cup. Yeah.
It was the most like proud of myself I think I've been in a long time. Like mastering that. Yeah. Crazy stunts.
That's awesome. That sounds like a wild stunt. For
yeah, it was pretty wild.
We're all about our crazy stunts
when it comes to clementines. Yeah. Sweet. Well, you all can roll that next song whenever you're ready.
Cool. I sink like heavy stones, rather be left alone to stare at the purple sun, melancholy paper drum. Everything you have is real, just depends on how you feel, and everything you've ever had is in the sands of old Baghdad.
You're watching Audiotree Live with Active Bird Community. I was going to touch on something real quick. That album art for this most recent record you guys just put out is wild. Is that one of you? That kid looks terrified.
That's me. Actually.
Is that you? Were you terrified? Is that like...
That was my first photo shoot.
Was it?
Actually,
Okay.
Yeah. It was. No, it wasn't a real photo shoot. It was like we're doing like family portraits back in the day, and the photographer had all these crazy hats. He was like, Andrew, get these hats on. I was like, I'm not gonna say no for like a solo shoot.
How old are you in that picture?
I think I'm 9, and
you look spooked.
You look, I thought you were like being forced to join like the Navy or something, and you're just like terrified.
Child soldier.
well, yeah, I did that too, but you know, that was after. The picture looked so good, I was like, gotta join it.
Yeah. Gotta do it. And then did the rest of your family have to dress up as well? Because like when I was younger, we took like this like family portrait thing where we all dressed up like we're in the 1800s in like some like saloon with like a handle of whiskey type of thing.
Zach, you did that.
Did you do that
same
too?
exact thing? It's actually in my bathroom. It's like our entire family. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a little hat. And
You're like a little
gun.
cowboy, yeah.
Yeah, that's like I don't know if that's like a thing. Like I don't know if like,
It's our thing.
Yeah, I guess we share something now, right? So that's what I was wondering. Like, did your family also were they all in sailor caps as well, or how did that turn out?
I was the only one.
You're the only one.
Yeah, but I'm glad I did that.
That's so awesome.
The second I saw that picture, it was right around the time we were like tracking Stick Around, and then I was just something like that. That's it. We're using that fucking picture.
Yeah, they were all kind of like, that's the next album cover, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Why
like
not?
my face, like I'm not gonna say no.
It's not like you're the
So-
center of the attention or anything,
Whatever.
right? Yeah, no big
I'm
deal.
down with it.
That's awesome.
There's got to be a metaphor in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's what another thing I was gonna ask
Yeah.
is like, does it relate at all to any of the things on the record?
I
If
think
not,
you
it's
could
no
push
big
it, yeah,
Yeah?
because it's like, I think for the majority of the record, what we've talked about it is kind of this idea of like being anxious about entering like the real world or like adulthood and like,
Yeah.
you know, just feeling like a little kid sometimes. So I feel like in a lot of ways, you're just like this nervous little dude going off to boot camp and you don't really know what's gonna happen.
What's going on at all? Really, sometimes I could see
Yeah.
that for sure. Well, yeah,
Well, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, good. Well, it sounds great. Y'all can roll that next one whenever you're ready.
Spent 6 long weeks in the sun, getting higher than life was an idea I called fun. There was nothing twisting my gut. There was nothing I felt had to run from. I was home. I was home. Drinking fire like wine, a couple liquor store diamonds, the tales of the girls and places they've been, and something like regret was a foreign concept. I was home. I was home. I was home. I was home.
You're watching Audiotree Live with Active Bird Community. This is like a standard thing I almost have to ask like every Brooklyn band real quick. Is I know the scene out there right now is pretty wild. There's some really cool labels and there's a lot of cool bands. How do you find like your place in that scene, and how do you not like have it get like I don't know, I guess lost in it? Because there's so much, that city's like obviously so large and there's so much happening. Is there a way you guys kind of stay relevant or like kind of put yourself on the map in a certain way, I guess?
I don't know. It's kind of a hard question. I think we essentially like are newcomers to that scene a little bit. Like we just moved to Brooklyn about a year ago when we graduated college, but we've always we grew up outside the city, so we've always been like kind of living in the shadow of this like really cool like vibrant scene that's been happening. But I think it's definitely a very welcoming community musically, and like everyone is very like open to listening to new things, and like in that sense I don't think we've been like brushed aside, but sometimes it can feel like a little bit like a cool kids club. Or like, you know what I mean? Like you got to stay kind of in the confines of like this certain type of sound. But I think we managed to just do our thing. I think we're big on just trying to have fun and like not be a bunch of sad white boys from Brooklyn.
No, I totally feel
we try and want to just make sure like, you know, we're up here doing our thing, but you guys are totally a part of this, and like we're all just kind of having fun together.
That's awesome. Are there any other bands like from the scene like that you guys are in right now? Is there any other people that you kind of find competition with in a healthy way, like in like a almost like you guys are like pushing each other, or do you have a friends band or someone else that you know is kind of doing something cool alongside of you? Or
personally, I don't think so. I think within the band we kind of we're like competitive in a good way. We push each other.
Yeah.
And you know, we started this band so long ago, so I think we're so used to just being in our own world.
Oh,
you know,
I
it'd
see
be
what
one
you're
thing
saying.
if it was like we started this band like a year ago. You know, we were like, this band's doing this, but like this is all we know of, and so we just try to push each other and see where it goes.
That's awesome. And while doing that, do you guys ever find it like difficult to stay motivated, or do each of you all kind of like really work each other hard at that? Or?
I think, you know, it's hard to be at 110% about anything, like 100% of the time, like motivated or kind of into it. But
yeah, for sure.
I think since this little guy over here behind the kit joined the band, it was definitely like a breath of fresh air for our band. And like, you know, we're always constantly learning from each other, but I think as the more and more we grow just as people and like with, you know, new additions and stuff, it just kind of takes on a new flavor every time we sit down to try and make something.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. And some of you have been like childhood friends, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct? How does that work out?
So me, Andrew, and Tom grew up outside the city and like literally have been friends since elementary school.
Cool.
And we actually have been playing since we were like in 6th grade. So
That's
it's been a bit of a ride.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Has that always been under this band?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so rad. Cool.
That's why the band name sounds like a 12th grader made it.
The 12th grader did make it, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
12-year-old.
12-year-old. Yeah.
Sorry.
You got me with that. I didn't even
Yeah.
notice.
Just want to keep everyone on their toes right now.
Yeah. Real alert, real awake here. Well, that sounds great. You all can roll into that last one whenever you're ready.
Let's do it.
I think I'm just a love song, but really I'm alone and sitting in the corner. If life is just a rest stop, I think we just passed it. We'll get off at the next one. Wait and see.
live with Active Bird Community. Thanks, guys, so much for coming in. Really appreciate you taking your time.
Totally, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. You can catch them. They're doing a few more days left back to New York, right? Mm-hmm. So make sure you catch them on that tour and try to see them when they're playing live near you. Also, their new record, Stick Around, is out now. You can get that wherever you get your music. I wanted to also thank the lighting and camera crew, the audio engineers, everyone here at Audiotree who helps make this possible. We really appreciate that. And you can help support us and the band by downloading the session when it comes out in a few weeks. Until then, we'll see everyone next time.
Thank you very much, everybody.